What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. I'm here for another video. Guys, so on top of all that work I was doing, I got sick. But I still have a job to do. I still got YouTube to do. So please don't mind the way I sound right now. This is better than I was yesterday. I'm going to be doing some short content like this, giving you guys probably like one hot topic a day, trying to go live, see what you guys think. The reason I did this one live is because it's going to be a hot button issue, and I'm going to want to hear what you guys have to say. But I'm super excited to show you my new intro. Let me know what you think.
Make it make sense. Could somebody please make it make sense?
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
I love. I'm a fool. I know I'm a fool. Did y'all like the intro? Yes, this is the one. Hey Shay, hey Fifi. I know I haven't been live in like a minute, so I was like, I gotta come out, give you guys a show. We're here, we're sick. I'm quarantined. I'm gonna look a little crazy for a minute. I usually get my hair cut weekly, but I'm not gonna do that to my barber since I'm sick. I don't have the C word, y'all. It's just a regular cold. Probably because I was working so much, my body didn't have the defenses that it needed to. If you're just coming in, was the weekend. I worked for 16 days straight before I got sick. So that was the issue. Okay, for those of you all who just came in, I'm gonna show you my intro again because I'm very proud of it.
Make it make sense. Could somebody please make it make sense?
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Okay. Let's get serious. You guys, we got about 80 people in here. Hit the like button. Let YouTube know that we're on. We're about to get started. I wanted to do this one live because I'm gonna drop the call-in link at the end of this. Definitely, if you have something to say, you're more than welcome. Your opinion counts. I'm pretty sure that y'all are gonna be completely divided on this topic, and that's okay. It's one of those topics. We're talking something serious today. Even though my intro is ratchet, we're talking serious. Thank you so much, Trent, for the super sticker. I'm telling y'all, Trent is a celebrity in these streets. If you're ever on the Bravo blog sites, Trent will drop some comments. He goes in the comments. Thank you so much for the super chat. Okay. So y'all are liking it. All right. So y'all, I thought this one was interesting because it just is interesting. I personally think that Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union have taken a active role in their transgender daughter's life, but some people don't see it that way, and that's what we're here to discuss. The biological mother, I believe somebody said don't call it his ex-wife, don't call her the ex-wife. I thought it was the ex-wife. Anyway, let's get to it. If you don't know, Zaya is probably one of the most visible Hollywood kids that there is. She was on my thumbnail. She's really coming into her own, but her mother does not want her to get a sex change, and that's what we're here to discuss. So let me make this a little bigger for you, go. Okay, it says Dwayne Wade's ex-wife claims he is exploiting their transgender daughter, Zaya, for financial gain. Child's mother begs court to force her to wait until 18 before legally changing sex. Dwayne Wade's ex-wife, Siobhan Funches Wade, filed paperwork this week. She is begging a judge to intervene in their daughter Zaya's transition. Zaya, formerly Zion, came out as transgender in 2019 at the age of 12. Since then, she has won lucrative modeling contracts and social media deals. Savon fears her father is pushing her into the decision for financial gain. She wants Zaya to wait until she's 18 before she legally changes her gender. Neither Wade nor his wife, Gabrielle Union, have responded to the claims. Dwayne petitioned a court in August to allow his daughter to change her name. Dwayne Wade's ex-wife has accused him of exploiting their 15-year-old transgender daughter for financial gain. Okay. In court papers filed this week that were obtained by the Blast, Savon Funches Wade, the star's first wife and mother of his two oldest children, begged the judge to impose an order that would ban their 15-year-old daughter Zaya from legally changing her gender from male to female. Now, y'all, this is why I knew that this was going to be a hot button topic. People feel that a child is too young to make a permanent life decision. Other people feel like if the child has gone through some type of therapy, then they should be able to make the decision. We're going to keep reading. To me personally, I don't have a child. I can see both sides. If the mom feels like she's been pushed out of this child's life and Zaya has decided to make such a large, impactful change in her life, I could see why she could go to the courts. On the other hand, advocates would say her body, her decision, her parents have okayed it. But now we're seeing that both parents have not okayed it. So let's continue. What's up, AT2? Let's see. Now, this was the funny part. Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union are rich. I don't understand how they would be exploiting Zaya for money. Zaya has lucrative modeling contracts with like Tiffany's, but I don't think that they are taking Zaya's money. Just 82 wants to know where the mama has been. Y'all know I do deep dives, so I found some really crazy stuff that has gone on with the mom, and we're going to review that. But like I said, anybody will be welcome at the end of it to come up and give their opinion. There's no right or wrong answer in this type of situation. So let's continue. Zaya, as she is now known, came out at 12 in 2019. Since then, she has won modeling contracts with brands like Tiffany's, Dove, and amassed hundreds of thousands of social media followers. According to her mother, she is also in talks for deals with Disney. She often appears on red carpets with her father and stepmother, Gabrielle, who has spoken frequently in interviews about their acceptance of the child and her choice. But the teen's mother fears she is being pressured into the permanent change by her father, who is poised to profit from the transition. She is fighting to block the gender and name change and wants Zaya to make the decision for herself once she is 18. So that's Zaya. That's the mother. I have concerns that Dwayne may be this is a statement from the mom. I have concerns that Dwayne may be pressuring our child to move forward with the name and gender change in order to capitalize on the financial opportunities that he has received from companies. It was a response to an August petition by Wade to allow Zaya to legally change her name from Zion Malachi Aramis Wade to Zaya Malachi Aramis Wade. In his August filing, the former athlete claimed he had legit right to make decision on his daughter's behalf and that he was only informing his wife as a courtesy. Now, that would be a problem for me. If both parents are in the child's life, how is it that one parent can make such substantial decisions without the other. That is kind of like, I could see if she signed over all of her rights, but it just looks like Dwayne got full custody. And that's neither here nor there because a lot of times the wealthier person wins full custody. Just saying, we're going to get into how much she got in the divorce settlement. But in terms of that specific part, I don't like that you can say that it's just a courtesy. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing for our daughter, and that's it. That sounds kind of crazy. That sounds a little bit crazy to me. Let's see. Oh, I got a super chat. Not Jamie. Just swinging by to say, hey, what's up? Now, Jamie is one of my favorites, guys. Jamie used to take a break and I would go off on her before I knew her. Like, you're not allowed to take a break. Thank you so much, Jamie, for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. She's one of my faves. And who knows, she may be on my channel one day soon. I'm still wondering where the mama been this whole time. I'm getting there, AT2. I'm getting there. Okay, so I just didn't like that, y'all. I didn't like that at all. You don't, I mean, if a parent wants to be in a child's life, you let them. Wade obtained full custody of the boys when he divorced their mother in 2011. In a 2012 interview with Mail Online, the boys' mother detailed her agony at losing them to her ex after a 4-year court battle. She believes he was only awarded custody because of his money and fame. I think influence had a lot to do with it. Celebrity had a lot to do with it. Money had a lot to do with it. Wade fought bitterly for custody of his kids. During a divorce, Funch's own attorney cited her struggles with mental health. Now she has her ex-husband poised to profit from the transition. So that was the first thing. Y'all know this was a mini deep dive. But y'all, it gets stranger. So they're saying she has mental health. I don't know that this woman really has mental health issues, but let's move on because some of this does sound like it stems from her anger from what she got in the divorce settlement. So let me show you guys this. So she wrote a book in 2016 called Love of Money and How Money Made Her Arrogant. Savon Wade may be trying to squeeze an extra buck out of her $5 million divorce settlement from Chicago Bulls star Dwayne Wade, but she loathed money as their marriage fell apart. In an emotionally raw autobiography published late last month, the basketball player's former high school sweetheart admits she became an arrogant diva trying to fit in with the NBA Wives Club, repeats allegations made in court during a divorce battle that Wade had DV against her, and claims an unnamed mistress of Wade called her at 3 a.m. Now, we do know Wade to have mistresses because he allegedly had an oops baby on Gabrielle with some girl that was on Basketball Wives. Now, that's a whole nother mess. Maybe I'll do a video on that. That's old news, but you know, sometimes y'all just don't be knowing all this stuff, and I just keep it in the vault. But he did have an oops baby on Gabrielle. She also complains that living with Wade in Miami was like living in a $4 million prison. Alleges that an unarmed former teammate of Wade's with the Miami Heat suggested that I have an affair right after a game while still inside the Miami Heat arena, and writes about her regrets over we're not going to say that, termination of a pregnancy that she had during a hell on high heels life. So that's just Gabrielle and him. I mean, Gabrielle and Dwayne make a really nice looking couple. And if y'all don't know, she does eat the groceries. Self-proclaimed. She admitted it on the Breakfast Club. She likes to eat his groceries. Just saying. Okay, so that's not even the weirdest part. So after she won her settlement, y'all, she got $5 million. But her and her attorney went on the street and did this. NBA Miami Heat star mother, his children on the streets. Now, she had gotten $5 million in the settlement, but she claimed that wasn't enough and that she was going to be homeless. So this is her on the floor with her attorney. It says Savon Funches Seated claims ex-husband Dwayne Wade has put her out on the street after he won sole custody of their two sons. She wants her share of an $11.5 million he makes on endorsements. Y'all, now this is when her mental health came into question. I want to hear from you guys. Like I said, where do you all stand on a mother not being allowed to have any say in such a significant, not I tried not to laugh, in such a significant way? They don't. They said it, not me. I didn't make this up. She admitted to eating the groceries. Good to know. I'm just now I'm sick. It wasn't me. I want to hear what you guys have to say about the fact that this mom is not allowed to make life decisions. I'm against it. Dwayne and Gabrielle are crazy. The picture was so funny. She did this. If I mean, you can laugh. She did this. She was worth five. She was a millionaire, worth $5 million, doing this for publicity and for some type of. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what her and her lawyer thought that they were going to get out of that. But let's see. It's wrong to keep a child away from their parent. I'm with you. I'm definitely with you. Let's see. Stop sharing that. If she has proven mental health issues, the court will likely side with Dwyane Wade. Maybe. Both parents should have to agree. I think on something that big, I think that there should be a conversation. It should be a conversation with Dwayne, the ex, the child, and a therapist, and to see what is really in the child's best interest. They have enough money to take the child to a therapist to make sure. Oh, look, I didn't make that up. She admitted to that on the Breakfast Club. I'm just saying that picture is old. Yeah, it's from 2013. I just gave people the full story because people wanted to know where she was. She's been in the media, but usually it's not for anything good. We're talking about the moms. Hey, Mims, you finally got a day off. No, I got yesterday off because I was sick. But I actually worked today on my 9 to 5. I'm going to be working till Friday. She did it to get much needed attention. He's a narcissist in the closet. You said it, not me. Don't sue me, Dwayne. That was Millie. Don't sue me. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Called meat and two vegetables. No to children making adult decisions. Grow up and then make grown-up choices. No, it's disrespectful, and studies even back up that show how having such a surgery early is damaging on the mind. Leah says it's a shame. What's a shame, Leah? Again, we're not going to be up here forever, but anybody can come up, especially if you're a mom and you want to talk about it, or a dad. It's the grocery shaming in the chat. Listen, I've been battling endometriosis since I was 8. Now I'm about 31. I have to do a hysterectomy because of it. Do I get to change my gender too? Oh, I'm sorry you're going through that, Aaron. I'm really sorry you're having to go through that. Onyx, I don't think it's too much to ask them to wait until their child is at least 18. How old is 15? Zaya is 15 years old. There should be a conversation in a safe, open environment. It's wrong. I'm sure that's why they are pushing her to paint her as crazy. Right. I don't like that narrative about your child's parents, but this was a little crazy, y'all. This was strange. I don't know what she hoped to get from that. She got $5 million. You can start a really good life with $5 million. Is it what she deserved, putting up with him and his cheating? That remains to be seen. But I don't have $5 million. So I don't think that you're homeless with $5 million. I think it should be against the law to allow children to transition as youth. What if they change their minds? That's fair. Gabrielle, can't say that. I don't even know what that means still. Okay. Dwayne won because he had the better attorney. Most courts do not give full custody to the father. We have all seen this. Y'all, same thing happened to Lisa Wu. Her ex-husband, I can't remember. He was like an R&B guy. He got full custody of her sons. It wasn't Albie Shore. That was Diddy's baby mama. Y'all could put in the chat who Lisa Wu's baby daddy was. Keith Sweat. It was Keith Sweat. No sex change should be done at that age, period. The child needs to be in therapy. Zaya has been a little girl all her life. Let her live parents. Hopefully they know their child. I feel Dwayne would do the same if he could. I think he's zesty. See, just when I think the first part of your stuff is heartfelt, sorry about that. Um, let's see. Dwayne and Gabby did Savon dirty. Gabby was the mistress while they were still married. No, I didn't know that. That I did not know. Okay. Uh I did not know that. I know that he cheated on Gabby, but I didn't realize that Gabby was the mistress. How did Dwayne and Gabrielle get custody from the mother anyway? I think it has a lot to do with how much money that they have. In the UK, they shut down the clinic that encourages that. Oh, there was only one? Okay. Gab and Dwayne are wrong for this. Leah, I don't know what that Leah, what are you trying to say? This ain't nothing wrong with eating. Okay, y'all are still in the grocery. Dwayne is zesty for sure. G is the male alpha. Oh, okay. So this conversation has taken a turn, but y'all think that she's doing him? Ah, okay. This took a turn. Still young. What's the rush? Am I the only one that remembers Gabrielle being a movie where she falls in love with what movie was that? I say 18. I don't think the brain is fully developed to make such a life changing children. No children to raise. Gabrielle should have her say in the matter. Gabrielle shouldn't have a say in the matter since the biological mother is still alive. Gabrielle Union, revenge. Okay. She didn't want the money. She want the child she birthed. Good point. 15 2 is too young. It was Keith Sweat. Thank you, California cutie. I would not want to be the one to make that decision so early. What if she changes her mind at 20? Y'all, okay, so y'all are pretty much with me. I don't know. I'm not transgender. I don't know what it feels like to feel like you're born in the wrong body. Um, I wish that there was a transgender person in the chat who would want to come up and kind of share their story because I don't know from that point of view. You know what I mean? Hey, Sunkiss, welcome to the channel.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. Did you want
Good.
to sound off on this topic?
Yeah, I wasn't going to come up, but since no one came up, it was a couple of things that concerned me. For one,
Okay.
I don't know, back in the day when we were younger, it was like whether you were, you know, gay, heterosexual, or whatever, when you're of a certain age, it's under the age of 18 at least, we were told to, stop worrying about sex or dating and keep your head in the books. Keep your head in your books. Don't you worry about, sex and all that. You're too young to be worried about that. You have your whole life ahead of you. So I'm thinking you go from just, oh, I have a crush on somebody to wanting to alter your organs at such a tender age. And then your parents are feuding over that. And I'm thinking over that. And so it's a whole operation that's going to alter so much of their child's life. And so my thing is this. It was someone that in the chat that said something that I was actually thinking about. And I thought, you know what? I was thinking the same thing. It was a beautiful point when she said, you have to wait until you're 18 to get a tattoo, yet 15 and already they're saying, oh, okay, yeah, let's see how we can, work this out to alter the body parts. And that is so, even to get a pack of cigarettes, to drink, that you have to wait a certain age to a certain age. A lot of young ones don't. But the thing is, the laws
Now,
are out there for a reason, and that's
not
what I
not
don't understand.
not to interrupt you, but I do know, I don't know, I think it's different state by state because you can
Uh-huh.
take, I know someone personally who took their daughter and got a boob job at 16. Um, I know Yolanda Hadid let her daughter get her nose done at 15. So I mean, I do think that in some states you are allowed to augment your body as long as your parent gives permission. But what's really cool, I mean, for me personally, I do think that there should be an age of consent. But like I said, I'm not transgender, and I don't feel like I know what it feels like to be born in the wrong body. You know what I mean?
I mean, and I'm not knocking. I can't say because that argument. I don't have a dog in that fight. But my
Hmm.
thing
Well,
is,
I actually do, not to interrupt.
okay,
Speaking
let me
as,
can let me finish my thought. Like I was
okay,
saying,
go ahead.
I don't have a dog in that fight, and I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying whether the child is gay or not. I'm not you speaking against that. What I'm saying is, kids now are so young. You have young girls that are pregnant, young boys that have two and three and four kids before they hit that, or by the time they hit, 16 and 17 and all that. What about just talking to the kids and saying, okay, how about we just wait? Because and then too, the mom is concerned about that. If the child had to get surgery on their heart or their brain, she would be able to step up and say no, XYZ. And Gabrielle wouldn't have anything to say about that. In fact, she shouldn't. And she even said that she was the mean girl. How do we know that she means well in terms of this? So that's my biggest concern. I'm just saying, so that by the time that the child hits a certain age, they they could say, okay, and even at 18, they're not fully developed. It's really by the age of 25, but at least 18, and the mom should have a say so, being that she's still alive.
I
I'm
agree.
not
I
knocking
definitely
the
didn't.
premise.
I did not like the fact that he did say it was a courtesy that he was going to tell the mom that we're going to change the name. I think that, like I said, it should be a conversation with the child, both biological parents, and some
Agree.
form of a therapist. But okay,
Agree.
I'm thinking
um,
about the surgery, not the name. The name, again, that's the. I'm talking about like surgeries and things of that nature. And if the name is the problem, I think the both parents should be involved, not just shutting her completely out. That's not fair. She carried him 9 months.
Agree.
yeah,
Agree.
I'm with you on that.
But as many points that are valid that you just brought up, because I agree with a lot of what you said. I definitely think that it's important for a conversation to be had. Um, and a level of maturity to be reached before making such a drastic decision, because like everyone is saying, it is very valid. What if you do in fact change your mind? I know individuals, being a trans woman, I know individuals in that world that thought that was the choice for them, and today that is not their life path. So I can totally agree and appreciate where you guys are coming from with that type of opinion. However, speaking as a trans woman, like I always knew when I was younger, but back in those times, it was not even a thought. Like as highly publicized as it is now and becoming more openly accepted, it really wasn't to be considered then. So it wasn't like I felt that I had the option to have that conversation, to have that therapy that I felt like I needed, because I am one of those individuals that felt like I was born into the wrong body, and I didn't feel like myself until I was able to get my transition, started underway, and complete. Like,
Mm-hmm.
however, I was an adult, so I can't
Yeah.
really, disagree and all of the validity that is coming from everybody's opinion. But I do know that myself, when I was that age, I already knew. Like, I knew it was no turning back. I knew this was what I wanted. But that's not to say that would be the same thing for
Yeah.
Zaya. Like maybe she's, gonna develop differently, or maybe Who knows? Only God knows her path. But I definitely do believe that her mother, biological, should definitely have a say. She is still alive. If she wasn't, that would be different. Maybe Gabrielle would, I would expect her to have some type of say as a stepmother. But considering, the situation is the way it is right now, I definitely think that both biological parents need to have an open conversation with, Zaya, and really try to get to the root of some things before just rushing into something, because it's something that you wouldn't want to look back on as a regret, or why did you do, because you were such a immature child.
See,
Right.
that's what I was saying. It's not whether, they shouldn't, that's not, listen, because we all have different vices, opinions, ideas, sins, and all that. And just because mine are different don't make me no better than the next one. My
Amen to that.
concern
Yeah,
is,
I'm a virgin.
yeah, huh? You said,
Lies he just
wait a
told.
minute, it just told me what you said. Okay. Okay, well, we definitely know you don't have a dog in this. But wink, wink. But the thing is, I'm just concerned. Really, my heart is bleeding for the child. It's just I'm such an empath. But when it comes to kids, if you want me to move some furniture around, you don't mess with no baby. And my thing is, being, again, this is not to beat up on Gabrielle. She's always said, and a lot of people in Hollywood have even said, how she has a mean girl spirit. It may not be the case in this particular event right here. But the thing is, just in case, I think she needs, out of respect for the mom, step aside and let the parents do the bidding here. And if
I
they,
agree with you on this one. I
you know
agree
what
with
I'm
you.
saying? And if they come up with an agreement, we can't say. It's none of our business at this point. It's not for us to say, oh, listen, if they say yeah, that's their child. If they say no, that's their child. We have to respect that decision. But if the mother has a valid point, we have to respect that, because that's the mom. And it is what it is. But the baby being so young, I call all kids babies, I'm sorry. But the child being so young, it's a gamble. Like you said, I think you said you were an adult, right? Did you say you were an adult when
Yes,
you
I
made?
was an adult. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And that's the gamble. And that's why I'm always concerned. Like, the baby, we gotta, these babies they already deal with a lot to
I
begin
say
with.
that.
The growing
You know
up
what
really
I'm saying?
fast.
So that's
Growing
what
up
my
really
concern
fast.
is. That's what I wanted to sound off on. It's just I'm concerned about, it's the child at this point. It's not about the adults, but going back and forth who's gonna win. Everybody needs to take a break and say what's best for the child.
Hmm.
What
Exactly. I agree with that. What's best for the child? If
yeah.
that is the best option, if that's not the best option, it's really nobody's say,
ATT,
except that
you gotta throw bows and jump in around here.
No,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna
no, you can totally hop
no,
on.
they was
I
having a good
actually
conversation, so I didn't want to jump in, but I feel like it's two different conversations going on, and this is what I mean. Let's be clear. This is what I mean. So you know how to throw in the let's be clear, but let's be clear. As I understood it when I read it, I thought they were talking about paperwork, like birth certificate and stuff like that, changing that from male to female. I didn't think of it as far as sex change, because as I understand, you can't get that done until you're 18 unless you got special approval, all that kind of stuff.
see. What was brought to my attention is they wanted to go through with the whole procedure. That's what was brought to my. But I could be wrong though. Hopefully I
No,
am.
that's
You
what's
know.
listed in the article. It's both the sex change and the name change, but the name change is
Oh,
coming up really quickly. So
the
okay.
name change. I don't think everybody
Yeah,
should be like head over heels about. I mean,
right.
whatever with
Because my
that.
real
But
name
as
ain't AT2, so I mean,
okay, well, I am
but you
too.
haven't been 15 for 20 years, AT2.
Oh, the shade of it all. Shade.
The shade of it all.
just saying.
But yeah,
But
if it's just the name change, if it's just the name change and stuff like that, like the paperwork, that's not really is whatever. But as far as the surgery, no, like definitely that needs to be a conversation, and the mom
Definitely
should be
needs to be a
involved. But then we got
Mhm.
to think about it too. These are rich people, so where you have like they have the resources, the money, everything. This is not Jerome or Keisha in the hood. They don't have the same resources and stuff like that that
Mhm.
the Wade, D Wade and Gabrielle Union
Gabrielle
have. So
has.
she's gonna be able to get those resources where somebody who's not financially, or especially if they don't have supportive parents, aren't going to get that help. So it's a little different.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
is.
what I
It
want to say
is.
is really cool about having Kalia on. A lot of times I think that people think that situations are black and white. And
Mhm.
for a trans person to come on my panel and have some like middle common ground, I think that's really dope. The fact
Thank
that
you.
Leah came on and said that there could be instances where a child gets this type of surgery and then has to go through a reversal later in life. You don't
Right.
typically get that just from my
It's very
vantage
valid
point.
though. It's something that you literally have to consider. Like, I mean, and I know that, like, just even in myself, like, we were adult individuals, that people that I was referring to, like, when
Mhm.
they made the decision to turn back as I continue forward, like, if that makes any sense.
So
So it's
that's
definitely something that I think needs to be talked about and
yeah.
discussed
Yeah.
at an age where you're mature enough to even handle that kind of conversation and understand the magnitude of it.
And so
Right.
cool. You would say that even with being an adult, and you said there were others that decided not to go through with it, and because that's why they say get some therapy and things in it, because that's a heavy decision. And
Yes.
you all were adults. Now times that by 9 for a 15-year-old. Can that's heavy. You know,
Right.
Yeah,
and
I can say that.
I'm
And then,
sorry.
but I would also be able to understand from that standpoint, if I were truly felt like I was speaking to an individual that were truly mature enough to make that decision, because I
Mhm.
feel like at that age I was. I felt like if I was able to have that, I'd be in her shoes. You know what I mean? Speaking to my parents, and I would want to have the therapy and all of that stuff because it's really necessary. It is.
From what you
And
Hold on 1 second. I got a super chat I have to read. Tracy, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, I believe she's doing this for clout. I assume you mean the mom. If this child changes gender under the age, they will regret it. The parents come to my office with this issue. Oh,
Mm.
so Tracy has some
Oh,
experience with
Oh,
that.
wow.
is she a doctor?
oh wow.
Maybe a therapist, maybe works at a school,
Oh, I see. Okay.
maybe a doctor. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know.
See, that's
Tracy, let
always
us
my
know
concern.
what type of office. And I have another one. Ali says minors can't get gender reassignment surgery in the US. It's mostly counseling and paperwork. Thank you, Ali, for
And
the
Oh,
it's
super
gonna
chat.
be
okay.
that's true. It's usually drawn way out. Like it's got to be a drastic kind of. A lot of doctors don't like to do it on
Mm-hmm.
children.
I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted
Mm-hmm.
in this stance. A,
Mm-hmm.
I do think that that type of surgery for a very young person, I don't think that anybody that age should be getting boob jobs. I don't think they should be getting gender reassignment. I think
Mm-hmm.
that should be an adult decision. Like if you can't vote, to make a permanent change to your body, I don't know. That's just my opinion, and I'm not a parent. What I
Right.
will say though is Zaya got a lot of hate when Zaya came out, and Zaya got a lot of
Yeah, they
hate
did.
when Zaya came out as trans and in transition. I just want to say that there are people of that lifestyle. They exist. So I think that from my vantage point, I did not like it. I felt like she was being exploited to an extent because she was on
Mm-hmm.
every magazine cover. And
Yeah.
as a child, you're receiving as praise and hate. And to me, I just didn't like it. But on the other side of my brain, I'm thinking for other children who feel that way, other children who feel they are born in the wrong body, this shows that if Zaya could do it, I could do it. So I I'm
Yeah.
conflicted. I
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't
Yes.
think there's a right or wrong answer, which is why I'm so glad that I have people on the panel today because I'm not a parent, I'm not a transgender. So my opinion can only go so far, you know.
Mhm.
One
Right,
more one
right.
more
Because
second. I got another super chat from Tracy again. She says, I manage 2 psychiatry practices in Connecticut. Well, all right, Tracy.
No, no,
Uh
Let's get it, Tracy.
no,
oh,
Tracy.
okay, Tracy. Is she single? Because I definitely moved to Connecticut. I'm just saying.
Do you see trans individuals? Do you see patients that what they say is a suffrage from dysphoria?
Thank you, Tracy. If you want to come up, Tracy, and share your opinion, you're more than welcome to. I dropped the link. Guys, we have like about 350 people in here. Let's try to get to 250 likes. It is a
Oh yeah, get
easy
them likes up.
and free way to support my channel, and it lets YouTube know that I'm live, so then more people can come over.
You
What were you saying,
live,
ATT?
Mims. You live, boo.
What were you saying, ATT? Oh, sorry, my super chat.
Oh, read the
The
super
Wade's
chat. Yeah.
the Wade's only press is Zaya. Oh, I think exploitation is possible, just like a lot of these kids on YouTube and TikTok. They did publicize this for press. Well, all right,
Mm.
Sherry.
Did
Sherry came
somebody,
out
You
swinging.
did
you know
somebody just
one
drop a
thing.
mic? Did somebody just drop a mic and say that that's their only press? I'm so embarrassed.
Sherry came in swinging.
One thing that I have a question about is because the Wades, they haven't been so public about what exactly the transition entails. So sometimes I wonder, like, is it us, the people, we just go automatically to the private parts and not thinking like, oh, maybe they mean mentally and, stuff like that. Because I always think, because like somebody said earlier, I don't think you can get a sex change unless like a physical one unless you're 18 like an adult. So like sometimes I wonder if it's us that put the pressure on it, like, oh, that means you're going to automatically make a physical change as far as like your
Okay, okay,
gender.
okay. If you feel that way, then how do you feel about them on hormone therapy? Because that also causes physical body changes as well.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Bruce, when Bruce was
Right.
still Bruce, started taking estrogen and had developed breasts, and
Yeah.
then his wife, the succubus, uh, told him, "No, you're not allowed to do that. We're not going to be able to make any money with
I
you
can't.
as Caitlyn." And so then he got off those, you know, is it estrogen?
Hmm.
It
Is
is.
it like an
Oh.
injection? Got
It would
off
be
of it.
estrogen for him, but if you were speaking to a trans male, it would be testosterone. They refer to it
Hmm.
as T.
So,
Hmm.
okay, so Tracy came back. She said, "Thank you so much for the super chat." She says, "The doctors always tell the parents when they are under 18, it's your rules. Over 18, they make their own decision. So that means that there is some wiggle room to get it done before the age of 18." Thank you so much, Tracy. And I got another super chat.
Okay.
Toria says, "Mad respect to the transgender to come up here to share her story. Thank you." Okay, that was to
I
you,
remember.
Leah.
It was
Thank
some.
you, thank you for the super chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Years ago, when Sally Jesse Raphael and Oprah and them and Phil Donahue were real. I don't know, you guys probably don't remember them, but they were real big. And I remember someone as young as six.
AT2 remembers Phil Donahue.
No, no, I don't even know who that is. I was born in the late 80s, just to remind you, late 80s.
No, no, no. Back we were born in the 1900s.
Oh yeah, 1900s.
So the Sebastian put us in the 1900s. So
Right.
anyway, and then, yeah, so around in that era. But anyway, it was someone as young as 6 that had gotten the surgery, the procedure done because the parents, okayed it. So it is possible. It really is possible. So
Hmm.
but my
Six.
thing is, both parents were in agreement. And again, this was like in I think 1980s or something like that. And so yeah, it's possible for it to get done. I don't want it to be my biggest concern was for the babies, and I don't want it to be like, well, now it's like it's to the point of who's gonna win. It shouldn't be that. It's all about the child. If everybody focus on the baby, I mean, I keep calling everybody's child is a baby, but the the child. Everybody needs to pay attention to the child and make sure that the child don't get caught up in the mix of it all, and make sure that the child is getting proper help to make sure that that's what the child wants, and the child feels that the child can handle it and don't regret it years down the road.
Right. Can I
That
ask
is
Kalia real quick? If before you transition, do you have to go to therapy or is that optional?
No, that therapy is not optional if you're doing your transition under that of a physician.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted
It's
to
not
make sure.
optional.
So
They're not
somebody,
going
so
to
she is seeing somebody then, a therapist or
Oh
something.
yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, and as young as she started, there is no way humanly possible they will be highly publicized and something like that without that child having been under the care of a physician. Period. Like you have to go, and it's not a quick process. That's why I say more often than not, the child will ultimately probably be 18 before it happens because they're going to explore every avenue with you. Like I'm saying,
awesome.
I was already grown.
Hmm.
I was a full adult and I still had to do all of the same steps. Like
Mm.
still had to do that. They're not just in a rush to do that because people have the choice to. You want to make sure that this is something like, it's a permanent decision, for the most part. Like, so you can't have that wiggle room in your mind. You may be able to have that wiggle room legally, but having it in your mind and your thought process, even if it's a slight chance that you might want to revert, no doctor is going to write off on, something like that.
So it
Nadi,
really
hold
is
on one
arduous
second. Hold on one
process.
second, because we have Nadi here and she hasn't been able. Go ahead and sound
Oh,
off, Nadi.
Hey everybody on the
hi.
panel.
Hello.
I'm with everybody else. Like I'm concerned about the child in this
Yeah.
instance. And the first thing I thought of was the TLC show I Am Jazz. Like I watched her journey transitioning and it's such a grueling process mentally. Like
Same,
she
same,
went
yeah.
through like depression and everything and
Hmm.
her navigating different relationships on top of that. So
Hmm.
where I see a red flag is 18 really a good age to make that decision. Like I think there should be room for the
Mm.
child to really grow into the adulthood a little bit. But the I Am Jazz show, it took them years of
Hmm.
therapy and hormone treatments for them to even get to the point of the surgery. So that's probably why they're trying to start now.
You're
Hmm.
exactly right.
I
Mhm.
did see that show years ago, and actually, I think that the show, the I Am Jazz, I think they went out to talk to couples and met with people to really vet people to get their how the relationship will work, and how how their life would be. I mean, it really is arduous. I didn't it just
Mhm.
now that you mention it, because it's been years since I watched it, but you're absolutely right. I forgot about that. You're right.
Mhm.
Hold
Mhm.
on, really quick. Tracy says y'all gonna stop. I'm 55. Remember Phil and Sally. So it wasn't me. I'm not a. What did Karen say? I'm not an ageist. I'm not an ageist.
That's
No, them keep trying to
That
make it seem
I'm
like I'm
not.
50 years
I'm
old.
not. I'm not an ageist.
no,
I'm
no.
still in my early 30s, by the way.
Now, who is that said that? Ma'am, you said what now?
Karen Huger
Yeah.
has said that.
Okay.
She was
Cool.
like, "You are ageist." I'm not. I'm not an ageist, y'all. Tracy says someone needs to get him his own guardian to watch. Now, who are we talking
Mhm.
about?
I,
Oh.
but I figured the mom had been quiet for years. And I think this came up and she like, oh no, you're not taking my power away from me in this. I'm gonna have a say. And I think the decision should be between his mom and Dwayne, but Dwayne's a narcissist. He's controlling too. He's very controlling.
Yeah.
But I think Gabrielle should stay out of it and let the parents deal with their child.
I definitely think that.
I think just out of grave, just respect, just being a concern.
Regardless whether it's out of respect or just because she needs to stay in her place.
Right.
But
both of the
let's just think about it.
Are still alive.
Let's just think about it. She's never respected their relationship. She was okay being a side chick all those years. You know what I mean? That's why she ate that rape baby. You know, she ate high.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, well, I guess you said why would she start now? If she's been a side, if she was a side chick, if that's true, then why would she stay? If he allowed it, why would she start now? You know, I didn't think of it that way. You're right. You're absolutely right.
He stripped all of the mother's power away during that custody battle, and yes, she was bitter. I mean, she lost her whole family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and how will we feel if we put ourselves in the mom's shoes, the biological? I know that sign it would say something else. I promise. And I'm not saying purposely. I would say, I would like to think I would do better, but she did good compared to me.
He did like psychological warfare on her. You know, they try to portray her like being so crazy and everything. Of course, she's going crazy. She's losing everything she built in her family. You know, like that would if a woman is really vested in their family, that's enough to make any woman go over the edge.
Right. I just kind of wonder what the relationship is between the mama and Zaya. Like, what is their relationship? Because there's something there. Like, something is missing. Because this seemed like a conversation could have been had if the relationship was good. Something seemed like the relationship is kind of off.
I think they have managed to alienate Zaya from his mom. I think she has very limited access and they control everything. But if you do it here, and that's why she went to court with this.
Leah, I muted you just because there's some background noise. Unmute yourself whenever you want to talk. I absolutely agree with you. We've seen this time and time again. Steve Harvey has buku money. He was able to get full custody of his kids, and he left his wife for, who he left the wife for. And we see it time and time again. The person with the money who can afford the best attorney gets the kids. Now, if you're Zaya or a kid and you have the option to be in a mega mansion with your dad and Gabrielle, or you can go with your mom who claims to be homeless with $5 million, you might want to spend time with Gabrielle and your dad.
I mean, it's a kid. They're just gonna go where it's more fun at.
Well, but and then too, when I had to walk away from all my relatives, and mainly because of I didn't call her my mother. She was I called her my egg donor, and she was like a malignant narcissist. And you'd be surprised when you're dealing with a narcissist. A narcissist can take so much out of you, and they're good at manipulating and triangulating. And so when especially times by 9, when it's a kid, a vulnerable, naive kid, of just a kid that just need and wants to be loved. And here I am 49 years old, and I just cried last night saying how I wish I could just for once ever hear her say I love you, and to just have her hold me. Never once. She's always competed with me, always jealous, try to sleep with some of my guys that wanted to marry me. I did not know the things that she was saying, the lies she was saying. And it was because she always wanted to be the woman that I am. I had no idea. She was my biggest enemy, biggest op, and I had no idea. So my thing is this. If you're dealing with a narcissist, allegedly, it's been said that he is. I don't know. And then, too, you give them money. That really just, it emboldens them. So my thing is this. If that's the case, that woman, she wasn't crazy. A narcissist can, when I tell you, when I walked away from my relatives, mainly my egg donor, from taking care of her, buying her a house, car, you name it, and it was never enough. When I walked away, in less than a month, I was off of 9 medications. 9. And so she wasn't crazy. She was broken. And when she became unglued. And when you think about it now, for just a little bit that I know, I don't follow a lot of things. I get what I get when I'm following different ones, supporting different ones' channels. But what I did get is with that, from I understand, I think he moved in with his ex-wife or with the kids' moms, with her when they were together in school or something, and he moved in with them, and they supported him with his career until he got one. See, when a woman loves, she loves everything that she has
Leah,
and
what is
more.
going on?
Yeah, and I don't know where that's coming from, but she gave him everything, and so that's what she everything that she gave him was priceless. It wasn't about the $5 million. She wanted her babies. She wanted back what she had put into the relationship emotionally and mentally, physically. That's what she wanted back. What she wanted back, she wasn't counting. So that's what she's angry. She's still upset and angry because here I walked away 4 years ago. My egg donor died on the 6th. When she died, I got better sleep. Now, someone will say that's horrible. That's morbid. How could you do? There's a when you are, it's a difference. So
narcissists are different. Narcissists.
Narcissists.
So guys,
They can kill you without touching you. I'm sorry.
So this was gonna be a quicker video. So if you guys could both get out like your last ending points, we're gonna go ahead because I didn't think I was gonna be here for an hour, and now y'all are starting to see I'm coughing.
I'm sorry.
I have the same cough. I have the same cough.
No, I was just gonna say just that. It's not that she's being messy or mean and evil. It's just that she's hurt and broken, and she wants her babies back. She wants what she had. That's it.
I agree. That's a great way to close it. I wish them the best, and I hope they can not be messy about this. You know what I mean? Just for the best interest of the child. At the end of the day, that's the most important thing here.
Yeah, I agree.
Tracy says the mom needs to call DCF. They will get him his own guardian to go through all the. Oh, I think you mean Zaya. The own guardian to go through all the therapist paperwork and send to courts. Then a decision would be made. I don't like that the mom is not included. I don't like that at all.
Why not? You know, that's a child.
Oh, yeah.
That makes you want. That begs for another question. Why not? Outside of that, why not? Exactly, sis. You said why not? That go down that rabbit hole a little bit further. You're right.
I'll dig in that.
If it is a mental health thing, I want to point out that Brittany has mental health issues, but Brittany's the one with the money, and she's always been able to see her kids. You know what I mean? So we can't just say, oh, well, the mom has some mental challenges, because if you have enough money, you can still be in your children's life and be present if you're the one with the purse strings. Thank you, Jolene. Yeah, you guys keep me informed. I hadn't even seen when I hit 14K, and then somebody else let me know that I hit 2 million views over the weekend. Wow. So thank you guys so much for everything, all the support, all my new subs, all my day ones. Like I have really been shocked at all the love and support and a little bit of the hate, but you know that comes with the territory. Jolene, I'm glad you're here. I want you to see my new intro. Let me know, y'all, if you hadn't seen it earlier. I'm super excited about this one. Let me know what you think.
Okay.
Make it make sense. Could somebody please make it make sense?
Big moves. Surfer. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
I'm a mess. I know I'm a mess. I know I'm a mess. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
I've been watching your shows too. So
thank you so much, Sunkissed. I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Bye. So guys, I'm gonna be trying to come on at least like once a day with one hot topic or something I think is interesting, I think you might want to see, maybe at the beginning of the day I'll do a poll to see. So I think I'll be using half my lunch break. Come on for 30, 45, probably like 30, 35 minutes around lunchtime. LOL, I'll rerun the expression on Busy Blue and Demi like 7 times when you stood up. I think that's a good place to close. I'll play it one more time. Thank you guys for being here. What did Autumn's mom say? Oh, you liked it. See y'all later. See y'all for the next one.
Make it make sense. Could somebody please make it make sense?
Big moves. Surfer. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between.